Hello guys, this is Astro Triforce. Welcome back to Watch Me Play Final Fantasy VIII Part 4. And we are in this battle with this Ochu. Please check out WatchMePlayGames.com, my website. I'd appreciate it. Still alive, so this Ifrit should kill him. Ah, he's still stuck. Bastard. Is dead. Nice. Quistis and Irivine both leveled up to level 45. Squall's at 47. Shiva level up. Davos level up. Okay, so speaking of GFs leveling up, let me first turn off encounters. And make sure I go to Squall, take Siren off, and give Siren back to Irivine. Okay, so I took care of that Ochu and getting everyone. Oh, speaking of GFs, here's the levels of my GFs, which is insane. 192 for Shiva, Ifrit's 100, Siren's 100, and 63 for Dog. Okay, so now I need to figure out what to do with card game. That's the one sticking point I have. Let me see. So when you first met, let's see, first met the Forest Owls. You met them in the train. In a train. Okay, yeah. So you did meet them at Timber. Okay. So it's either the rules of Timber that I need to change, or the rules of Blam that I need to change. And the rules of Blam then spread to timber? That's what I need to figure out. So let me go look up Granny's Hand-Holding Guide to Final Fantasy VIII. Card Hand-Holding Guide. Should probably stop checking Facebook. Okay, let me see. What was I going to do? Granny's Hand-Holding Guide to Final Fantasy VIII. So, if you go to my website, at the very top of WatchMePlayGames.com, you'll see the Diary of Final Fantasy VIII page. Click on that page, and you can see all my journal entries and basically the notes I'm taking as I'm playing the game. And you can also find a lot of useful observations and stuff I've done here. Basically, it says, Diary of Final Fantasy VIII. My notes as we enter the world of Squall, Rinoa, Quistis, Zell, Selphie, Cypher, Laguna, Kyros, Ward, and friends. Notes and observations. Welcome to the Diary of Final Fantasy VIII. In this Final Fantasy VIII feature, I will share my notes with you that I've been writing as I play through Square's PS1 Epic, the 8th installment in the groundbreaking Final Fantasy series of RPGs, and the second Final Fantasy RPG for the PS1, released in 1999, following 1997's Final Fantasy VII. This 4-disc opus about Squall, Rinoa, Quistis, Cypher, Zell, Laguna, Selphie, and friends is one of my favorite games of all time. And then I also go on to say, however, Final Fantasy VIII is still a favorite game of mine that I've never ever managed to beat. The furthest I ever got was the space scene on the 3rd disc. Never have I gotten beyond that, even though I've spent well over 100 hours playing Final Fantasy VIII, and on multiple playthroughs, even topping over 100 hours in the past. Once again, I've taken up the Final Fantasy VIII torch, and this time I plan to finish Final Fantasy VIII and run that torch beyond the finish line. I originally started the diary to keep track of my progress just in case I went too long without playing, so I could read my notes to refresh my memory on where I had gone and what I had done. Thankfully I did too, because exactly that happened as I went 2 months without playing, and then forgot what I had done previously when I picked it up again. Something that happens often with very long RPGs. In fact, most people who start Final Fantasy games never finish them. So join me as I enter the world of Final Fantasy VIII and share my diary with you. These are actual entries where I've taken notes as I play, so they will range from useful information to the exact words spoken by the characters that I thought might be important to read later on, to solutions to the card game that I found online, and tips from my own gameplay experiences with the card game, to general observations and personal notes. Just remember that these were for my own personal enjoyment and weren't originally meant to be in an article, so it won't necessarily be a diary in the traditional sense. But it may still prove useful to newcomers of the game and fun to read for veterans. I will try to update the entries a bit before posting to add some clarity, making sure they are free of spelling and grammar mistakes, and make it flow more like a real article. Enjoy. Okay, so if you go down on my Final Fantasy VIII into the depths of the article, I talk about what the game is for newbies and stuff like that. If you go down a bit, eventually, it's down quite a ways. where I say where the subtitle is about the Final Fantasy VIII in-game card game called Triple Triad. If you go to that section, you will see a link right under the subtitle that reads, "Read Granny's hand-holding guide to understand this complicated card game." Click on that link and it will take you to what is called Granny's hand-holding guide to Final Fantasy VIII's card game. This is a really useful guide that really helps explain the card game and tells you where not only tells you where the best cards are, but it kind of gives you the process of what exactly you should be doing, such as how to change the rules in certain places. And she walks you through from the very beginning of the game exactly what steps you should be taking to make it easier to get all the important cards in the game. The card game in Final Fantasy VIII is awesome, but the main problem with it is that if you miss one single event or one single card, often you can't ever get that card again, and you can't trade cards between players or online or anything. So if you miss a card or whatever, it's impossible to complete the card game without restarting the game, restarting your play file and starting a whole new campaign. The purpose of the card game ultimately is to learn the card mod ability from a Guardian Force, and that allows you to turn certain cards, turns any card into items, and those items in turn can really help you do a lot of very useful things. For example, you can mod cards that get items that teach magic to you. So using the card mod, you can get cards, you can get magic attacks that normally you can't get until further in the game. So for example, you can get Kiruga, which allows you to heal your characters all the way instead of just having Kir or Kira. And you can have Kiruga very early on, which just makes things easier for you. But ultimately the goal of the card game is eventually, in order to learn the most powerful attacks for your characters, I believe, you have to mod the character cards and the rare cards that you get in the card game. They also allow you to do other really useful things by modding character cards. I'll show you real quick here. So for example, you could mod I just went to card. You have to go to ability and card mod, and it'll tell you what they mod into. One of these elemental attacks. So eventually, this one gives you 3 elemental attacks. Eventually, I think one of them gives you 3 elemental or status defenses, which is really, really, really useful. Some other things that you get here are also really useful. For example, the pet houses allow you to heal your GFs, I think it is. While you're in the field. So do I have any pet houses? I thought I did. I guess I don't. Anyways, you could mod that card and then get 100 of them, and you'd basically be set for the entire game. You'd never have to buy a pet house again. So stuff like that with the card game. And that's the main reason to play the card game. Okay, so forgive me here while I read some of this and find out what I'm supposed to be doing with the card game. there's a video of the Shoot My Tribe card, which is a special card. The reason it's special, let me show you right here. The reason it's special is because 5 Shoot My cards can be modded into the ability that teaches card to another GF. Using the card ability in battle allows you to turn enemies into cards. And certain enemies, every once in a while, they will give you a really rare card. Shoot My Tribe, for example, you can card the enemy T-Rexar, or the little plant enemies. They are called Grats. If you card them too early on in the game in the training center, you can actually get 5 Shoot My Tribe cards early on in the game. Anyways, if you do that, you can get another card. You get this item, Gambler Spirit. Gambler Spirit allows you to teach card to another GF, and that way you can have 2 characters who have the card ability at the same time. Normally, the only way you get card is with, I think it's Siren. No, it's with Quizicon. However you say her name. Here she has the card ability, and only one person in the game can ever have the card ability unless you get 5 Shoot My Tribe cards and use them to get the Gambler Spirit item that allows you to teach card to another GF. Therefore, allowing you to junction that GF to someone and the card to a different character, so that 2 characters can have card while in battle, and that greatly makes it greatly enhances how quickly you can get rare cards from enemies, because basically you're doubling the ability to card. What was I going to say? I have a video of me talking about that. You can get 5 Shoot My Tribe cards at Galbadia Guardian. There's this girl you can talk to who's with 2 guys standing in a group, and they're talking about the card game, and they're talking about character cards and boss cards. If you challenge that girl there, she'll give you a bunch of high-level cards. All of these cards on this page I got from that girl. And she'll give you Shoot My Tribe among those cards. So if you keep playing her, you can eventually get 5 Shoot My Tribes. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that. You can also pick up a Jumbo Cactuar by carding Glacial Eyes, who is an ice enemy. I'll show you what it looks like. That enemy. The only problem with carding for a rare card is that it can literally take forever. Now, it's random, so sometimes it won't take you forever, but it took me, I was carding Wendigo. As you can see, I had to card him 80 times before I got the rare card I was looking for, which was Jumbo Cactuar. And that took me, that's why my playtime is 68 hours. It took me like, I don't even know, 30 hours probably. Something insane, completely insane. So, the carding, if it's going to take that long, is not worth it. Just want to throw that out there. Okay, so, the only rule in Blam Garden and in the town of Blam is open. Pause the music. All this means is that both hands are face up so that you can see your opponent's cards and she can see yours. This is the best rule in the game because it allows you to plan your moves based on your opponent's cards. The trading rule, which determines how many cards are traded at the end of the game, is 1. The winner will choose one of the loser's cards. Okay, so that basically told you right there that the rule of Blam is open. That's the rule you want to spread.
always remember that you must only turn one card to win. So oftentimes it's not about going back and forth with your opponent in the card game. It's more about turning over that last card so that you're the one who wins.
Save often, so that if something goes wrong, if your opponent beats you, they'll always take your best card, which means they're going to take one of your character cards, like Cypher or something, or one of your GF cards, which you don't want to lose because you can only get those one time in the game. Although if they lose them, you can battle that person again to win them back, but even still, it's best to avoid it. So I literally save my game after every time I win a card match. That's one of the other reasons why I've been playing for 60 hours already. It's very time consuming, but it prevents me from ever losing a card game. One other thing about the card game, you'll be very tempted to keep playing to try to win every card that you can get in Blam, but be warned if you do that because you'll be playing for hours and hours and hours. I ended up playing like 30 hours or something, or you know, at least 15 hours doing nothing but going in Blam and playing the card game, and you can pretty much get like 80 cards, I believe. This whole page, this whole page, this whole page, this whole page, and maybe this whole page. So you can get about that many cards just in Blam Garden, the starting area of the game. And that's something that's really annoying about the card game and makes it even more time consuming. I wish that they didn't allow you to get so many cards in the beginning of the game.
Okay, so that's just a warning. so here's a tip. If at any time you accidentally spread rules in Blam, you can erase them. Go to the docks and look for a man crouched near the water with his back to you. He won't be here if open is the only rule in Blam. If there are other rules present and he's not there, leave town and return and you should find him. If you play cards with him, he will erase all the rules in Blam, including open. Okay, so basically, you want to use the Queen of Cards when you first start the game in Blam and challenge her to a card game. Let me see. And you want to spread the diff rule. There's 4 different card game rules, trade rules. There's 1, there's diff, which stands for difference, there's all, and there's direct. The 1 rule, you take 1 card from the loser. The diff rule allows you to take the difference between your scores. The all rule allows you to take all of the loser's cards, and the direct rule you take the cards that you flipped. Now, you would think that all would be the best one to have, but the problem is that card rules, trade rules, degenerate as you play the game. So, if you establish all everywhere, that'll be really good for a short time, but eventually all is going to degenerate into direct. And direct is the worst trade rule in the game, and you do not want direct. The top of the list is the 1 rule. So either 1 or diff is the ones that you preferably want to establish in the game. But the girl who wrote this Granny's Card Holding Guide to Cards in Final Fantasy VIII, she suggests you establish the diff rule because it allows you to build your deck much quicker. I'm mostly interested in only the rare cards though, so I think I might actually try establishing 1 instead. Either way, you want to use the Queen of Cards in Blam to establish the diff rule. You want to keep challenging the Queen of Cards in Blam. Basically, you want to play the Queen when she has the rule that you want to change in Blam. So that would be 1. So you want her to have the trade rule 1 or the trade rule diff. Basically, all you do to establish that rule is beat her in a card game and then go and challenge the train conductor or a different person. And eventually it'll spread the rule around the region. And when trade rules are set in towns in the game, or not just trade rules, but rules are set, that rule will spread to other towns. So basically, your goal with the card game, to make things easier for you, is to try to spread diff or 1 to all of the towns in Final Fantasy VIII. That way you won't have to deal with extremely complex card game rules like Elemental or Same. These things basically make it much more difficult and much more time consuming and much more frustrating to get all the card games, to get all the important cards in the game. So by establishing diff or 1 throughout all the regions of the world in Final Fantasy VIII, you basically make it much easier for yourself. Okay, so my problem is that I didn't establish the diff rule in the very beginning of Final Fantasy VIII. For some reason, I messed that up. So I'm trying to follow her guide, but my thing is a little messed up. So I'm going to head to Blam right now and see if I can get diff established there without doing it through the Queen of Cards. Although the Queen of Cards might still be there. The problem is that I've been to different towns, and the Queen of Cards, once you beat her, she will leave to a random town. And the Granny's card holding guide, she's the person who wrote the guide is basically trying to prevent it from getting too complicated for the Queen of Cards quest, which is a quest you have to do through the Queen of Cards that allows you to get some really rare cards. Okay, that was a lot of talking. Okay, so I need to find out if I can get to Blam. Okay, Blam is here. I don't think I can get there. Dalet. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try taking this train over here and see if it leads anywhere, or see what's up with this train by Galbadia. Okay, so there's Galbadia Garden. That's where you get Ifrit. And here's the train station. I'm going to go ahead and save right here, even though I didn't do anything except talk a lot. Okay. The road up ahead is blocked, so I imagine that you can't do anything here. Get your license on it. Okay, let's talk to this guy here. It costs 3,000 gil to board this train, bound for Delling City. Get on? Okay. So, it looks like I can't get back to Blam. Dang it. Okay. Timber. Good night. Delling City. Okay, so that takes me to Delling. I'm right here. That'll take me here. Okay, I think the other train that's running from Timber takes you to Dalet. I think. Or maybe it takes you to Delling City. Let's see, what is closer to Timber? This one takes me to Delling City. Okay, Timber's over here. So let's go ahead and just walk to Timber. Okay, so there's Timber over there. This game looks beautiful, doesn't it? Lovely graphics. You play this game on the PC, there's actually a PC version, the graphics are a lot better. Or you could probably find some emulator out there that upgrades the graphics. I don't know though. Okay, let's go find out where that train station takes you. Actually, I have it written down.
East Academy. So I don't think that I can get Let East Academy. Okay. Yep, Dalet is over here and East Academy is somewhere over here. Okay. So I cannot proceed spreading the rules yet, I don't think. Because I wanted to get over here Balam and spread them. Let me go inside Timber and see what rules are set here. I want diff or 1 as the trade rule. Okay, the trade rule is 1, so that's actually good. And the trade rule is same. So hopefully that will spread to other regions. Okay. Okay, now I need to check my notes again, because I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I think I'm supposed to go to Delling City. It's been so long since I actually did the quest. Let me see. Since I actually continued the campaign. Okay, the last thing I did was get Irvine. Let's see. Okay, so here's what I wrote a number of play sessions ago when I first met Irvine. The master comes to meet them. Renoa says if she pretends to be a seed, it'll be less complicated that way. They all salute, but she has to keep looking at the others to copy them. That's Renoa. The master's name is Martine. He tells us that after going through their options and reading through Headmaster Sid's recommendations, they have decided to fully assist and cooperate with Headmaster Sid. This is at Galbadia Garden. And Headmaster Sid, where Squall and Quistis and everyone is from Balam Garden. Headmaster Sid. He says, actually, they too have been planning for this for quite some time. As the sorceress has been appointed the peace ambassador for the Galbadian government, it is just a cover-up. There will be no peace talks, only threats. The sorceress creates fear among people, therefore the peace talks are impossible. Galbadia is planning to try and use this fear to negotiate favorable conditions for itself. He says that it's clear Galbadia's ultimate goal is world domination. Garden is no exception either, he says. This is Martine talking. It's a fact that the sorceress is planning to use Galbadia Garden as her base. He says they have thus very few options, and will entrust world peace and the future of the world to you. He gives us the orders, a paper explaining it all to Squall. Squall says the orders will be carried out via a sniper, but there is no one in their group with that skill. Martine introduces them to an elite sharpshooter from Galbadia Garden named Irvine Knitz. He tells them to leave whenever they are ready, and ends with, failure is not an option. Gulp. Okay, so then you set a group of players that you want. I originally had, let me see. Irvine tries to get with the girls. That's who he wants to be with. Okay, so finally you get with the group, including Irvine, and Squall tells them that they are to assassinate the sorcerers with Irvine as their sharpshooter. They are to fully back him up. Should he miss, they are to attack the sorcerers head-on. They are heading to Delling City to meet up with General Caraway to go over the details of the plan. Then they split into groups. Irvine says that he needs to, that they will need to choose sides, and chooses to go with Renoa and Selfie. the two chicks, obviously. Squall's choices to say back to him are yeah, whatever, or no, that's not right. If you pick whatever, the girls freak out, and Selphie asks if Squall is being sarcastic. Then both of the girls are like, fine, and start hugging and cuddling up with Irvine, who is loving it. Absolutely hilarious. Okay, so, So I chose to have my group be Squall, Irvine, and Quistis, because I wanted to keep Quistis with Squall, since I like Quistis. That left Zell teamed up with Renoa and Selphie, and I believe that's the group I have right now. Yeah, so I have Quistis, Squall, and Irvine. Okay, so this is my original group that I should proceed the game with. I junction exchange Selphie with Irvine, and Renoa with Quistis. Okay, so I need to go to Delling City, and that's where I meet General Caraway, and we're going to go over the plans. Okay, so Delling City. So I think it was this train over here, right? That takes you directly to Delling City. Okay, so I'm gonna take this train. It'll take me to Delling City. That'll be a lot quicker than walking. Okay, it costs 3,000. I have 306,800 gil. Okay, let's hop on the train. Okay, this is a new scene. There's been a lot of these train scenes. Selphie might throw a fit if I go in first. Selphie's not with me though, right? I guess she's still considered part of the group. I should have talked to Quistis and Irvine. Don't want to leave Irvine with alone with Selphie, right? So everyone hates Irvine. Train, train, take me away. Let's see if she's still singing that song. Okay, even though it's kind of annoying, I'm going to go ahead and reset the game here. I want to see what Quistis and Irvine say before everyone else gets there.
Zell and Selfie and Renault.
I'm very thorough like this, which is why it takes me forever to play through these Final Fantasy games. Or any RPG for that matter.
See, this is funny. I'm glad I went back to see what he says. Awesome. Zell's reaction is awesome. I love Zell. Renault's shaking her head. Okay. On to Delling City and on to continuing the proceeding in the game. Oh, this is a new place. The train bound for the desert will be departing from platform 1. The train bound for Garden heading west will be platform 2. Timber is out of service.
Transfer desert from platform 1. Heading west from the garden will be platform 2. I wonder where the desert is. I think I'll get off and go to one of those places. So I can only leave for the desert. Okay, so I can't challenge him to a card game. Let me see if I can challenge any of these guys here. Yep. Okay, let's see what the rules are here. Same and 1. Okay, those are good rules. Although, if you cannot have same, that's better. Oops. Because it can be easy to defeat you sometimes with same, because the enemy will get the ability to turn a bunch of cards over. Okay, so you always want to challenge guys a couple times. Let's challenge him one more time, even though I'm pretty sure he's not going to give me a rare card. I still like to be thorough and challenge everyone I can to the card game. If a card is yellow like that, it means you don't currently have him in your inventory. Okay, so that's enough of challenging this conductor guy. Let's challenge this other one here. Okay, so you can't challenge him to a card game. Okay, let's go ahead and get on to the desert if we can. Oh crap, we can go way back here. It says please stand behind the white line, but I don't know what it's talking about. Oh, maybe this train isn't running either. Platform 1, so maybe this is platform 1. Platform 2. Oh yeah, there's only 2 platforms. I was thinking there's 3 for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to have to go ahead and end this here at this neat scene. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Astro Triforce for WatchMePlayGames.com. Please check the website out. I'd appreciate it. And tune in next time.